Yo, what's going on, everyone? It is Wednesday night, 9 p.m., and it's your boys, Mike and Mish, with Mission Accomplished on our 364th day of existence. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. What's going on, Mike? What you up to?
I'm a Rhode Island boy trying to pay my mortgage. I'm a Rhode Island boy and I'm drinking coffee milk. You know that? I'm a Rhode Island boy.
You're a Rhode Island boy.
That's correct.
Yo, hold up. We got Dustin, the big pimpin' Pague in the fucking green room. We're gonna bring him in. Bring him in a minute. Hold up 1 second, everybody. Let you do a shout out to our sponsors real quick and
shout them out.
Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna
shout them out loud.
I'm gonna put our tickers across. I'm gonna put our sponsors across the bottom real quick, and then we're going to talk a little bit. While that's on there, we're just going to say some thank yous real quick. Over the weekend, we had a nice dinner with some really nice people. Mike, Tommy Clohessy, and Crystal
Heeg.
Tommy Clohessy and Crystal Heeg from Billboard Mats. You guys got to check these fucking things out. They're awesome. They're all over the fucking place at these events. They're the safety mats. They put them down in the ring, so when they throw the stools down, that they don't slip when they come out and they're getting checked by the officials. They're not slipping all over the place. They're great. They got the QR code at the bottom. So if you're a business out there and you want to get some cool shit, coasters, tabletop ones, floor ones, whatever, they'll do it. They'll make them. Those guys treated us like fucking kings, and we appreciate you, Tommy and Crystal. Wow. Shout out to you guys. And also, you know what? If you guys want to look fly like me and Mike, and like strike a pose with the double bicep and look gigantic and Mission Accomplished.
How do you do it?
Yeah. What you do is you go to missionaccomplished.myshopify.com and you buy yourself some fucking gear. I'm gonna throw some pics up from the weekend. Check this out. We went to the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame, looking fly as ever with the hoodie and the t-shirt. I got to wear one of the medals and throwing that fist out like I want to fight Dustin Pague. No, I don't, sir. And then
watch your back, son.
And then our girl Lisa posed with us too, looking like an old cougar in the fucking bar out there. So it was a great time. Go get yourself some Mission Accomplished gear. And while you're at it, go to fightersfriend.com, buy yourself some medibles and vapes. Go to nextlevelsups.com/Mike and Mish. Use promo code Mish'N. Get yourself some supplements. And then Holding Hands Massage. Go get yourself fixed by Miss Jackie. With that said, let's go ahead, bring our first guest of the evening on. By the way, after Dustin, we have John Lee Chalbeck stopping in. A check back with Chalbeck is what we're calling it, because that guy's starting to become a regular. Here we go. The newest man on the block, killing fucking.
What up, boys? My guys, what's up?
Big pamping.
What's going on, dude? You're looking great. How are you today?
I feel fantastic. How you guys doing?
Doing awesome.
Dude, I'm just, I'm down in Connecticut doing my thing. Mike's a fucking Rhode Island boy.
Yeah.
He's an island boy.
I'm a Rhode Island boy.
Yeah, he's a Rhode Island boy. He's one of those fucking Stu Nods up in
Rhode Island. You know, drinking that coffee milk.
Hey, if I could give a quick shout out to Dave Feldman, let me fight one of the Island boys. I would do it for free.
Hell yeah.
One of them? You should fight both of them.
Yeah, I would fight. Awesome. I guarantee a victory if I fought both of them at the same time.
All right. You know what? Let's introduce everybody. You should know him, but Dustin Pague, he made his debut at BKFC New York this past weekend. He is a veteran of MMA, at UFC, Ultimate Fighter, but he came out on the losing end in a kind of a disappointing way. Let's talk a little bit about First of all, let's talk about how has your experience been in the BKFC so far as deciding to go bare knuckle, joining the BKFC, and getting to New York, the whole nine. How was it so far?
Oh, dude, I saw their first show 2018 when my buddy from the Ultimate Fighter, Johnny Bedford, debuted with them, and I fell in love with the sport. I'm like, this is for me. I have to get with these guys. So it took a few years to get in there, just with things in my life and trying to get a matchup, but it finally happened, and I couldn't be happier. Obviously, my fight didn't go the way we wanted. I kicked some ass, but I still have some habits I got to get rid of from MMA days.
I wanted to ask you about that. Like, how? So training for the bare knuckle debut, were you changing things up? And now that you saw what you actually did off of pure instinct in the ring, obviously you're an MMA guy, you knock a man down, and your instinct is to hit him again while he's down, and it happened twice. Is there a way to train your brain, like in training, to fucking not do that shit?
You know, it was just a weird coincidence because the last time I competed was actually a pro boxing match in 2016. Was the last time I fought, and I never had an issue with that. And even this train up, like I haven't ground and pounded somebody, you know, since 2015. So it hasn't been an issue in training. It hasn't been an issue in my last boxing match. The first time I hit him, when I knocked him down the first time and I hit him, you could see me throw my hands up. Like I acknowledged it. I actually pulled that punch and I was like, oh, damn, wrong sport. You know, it hit. And I was like, oh, my bad. I acknowledge that. The second time, it was just in heat of the moment. And you know how fast things happen in a fight. Like, and I rewatched it, and his arm was actually on my shoulder. So it felt like he was higher than he was. You know, it was, and I was in the middle of a combo. It's very hard to tell yourself, like, okay, this guy is down. So it's weird. I don't think it will happen again. Like, I don't think it was a training scar. I think it was just in the heat of the moment, and it was just bad circumstances. Obviously, there was no malicious intent.
Of course. It
was just in the heat of the moment. I don't know. I wish I could take it back. It was very unfortunate for the outcome, but
yeah.
You didn't know right away, right? Because I feel like they called the fight.
Right.
Waved it off. And then you guys, you know, you went to your corner almost celebratory, right?
Oh, yeah,
and, you know, and then after that, now you're not paying attention to this. I don't think you were anyways. It seemed like you were kind of in your own zone, right? And you could kind of see people around the ring moving around. David Feldman's up on the ring. They're talking. And from the outside, we're kind of watching that. But I don't think you really knew at first. And then they kind of came over. And then I saw your face kind of like, oh, shit.
Yeah. So what happened was I was celebrating. I was pointing to my friends and family in the crowd, and they were going nuts. And because, you know, the ref waved it as, you know, a TKO win. He couldn't get up. And so I'm celebrating with my friends and family. Then I see Jake Young walk into his corner. So I went over and congratulated him, and he was congratulating me. And then we said something about when I hit him low. And I'm like, hey, I'm sorry about that. He's like, hey, dude, it happens, man. Great win, you know. So
he thought you won.
He thought I won as well. And the ref congratulated me and pounded me.
Well, you definitely won. Like you did good. So
right, yeah, technicality. And then I saw my corner, and typically they're hugging me and celebrating. And I saw all three of them were over in my corner talking with the commission and the ref and everybody. I'm like, oh, this isn't good. And then I came over to get my celebratory hugs, and my corner's like, oh, they're not giving it to you. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, it was that late blow. You're going to get DQ'd. I'm like, does that count as a loss? He's like, yeah. And that's when, you know, the high just
plummeted,
crashing down.
Shit. You know what? That fucking sucks. And it's almost like, I guess it depends on the commission and whatnot, because you saw that happen to Houston Alexander, but Alexander got the win.
And Melvin Gillard.
Melvin Gillard got
he was on the losing end of it.
Yeah, it's like Melvin Gillard got hit while he was down, with Scott O'Shaughnessy got the win. So It's like Mississippi called it one way, Alabama called it a different way. Fucking wherever Houston Alexander fought, where was he in in Montana?
Yeah, Montana.
In
Omaha.
And you know what's funny?
Was he Montana? Whatever.
I can't remember.
I think it was Nebraska.
I forget Art's last name, the big bearded guy. He fought
Art Parker.
Yeah, Lou Rumsey.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch their fight, my wife was watching it after, and she's like, he was taking a knee and was down on a knee when Art hit him with an uppercut, which ended the fight. I don't know if it was that punch that ended it, but he didn't get up after that, and he got the win. So
the thing is, so on the second knockdown, because you had gotten more in the first time, right?
Right.
And then you
yes.
did it a second time. If he would have got up and raised his hands on the 8 count and the fight continued, you probably would have just lost a point and you would have ended up winning the fight. So it's a really shitty circumstance. But you know what? You look great. You impressed the bosses.
Everyone saw it.
Right.
Everyone saw the way you fought. So
you
I
did
know
something
it's a bummer.
that many others have done already. It's a new sport and everybody's getting used to it. So I'm sure they're going to have you come right back. I'm looking at your face right now. You got a couple bumps and bruises. Is your nose broken?
No, it's not broken. It's always been that crooked. It's been broken many times in my career. But Dave Feldman was very happy. He talked to me afterwards. Actually, we texted the following day, and he said, I look great. You know, he's excited to have me back, and he thinks I'm going to do big things with the sport. So
I think, dude, you know what's crazy about you is that tough season that you were on. Now, including yourself and 2 guys that are about to make their debut, Marcus Brimage, Jimmy Rivera, they're signed to the company. Marcus Brimage fights Friday night. Jimmy's probably going to fight at Knucklemania because I think they're throwing everybody on that fucking card. I don't know if Jimmy already has a card.
Well, that's news to me. I didn't know Jimmy Rivera was signed. I knew Marcus was.
Yeah, and then Johnny Bedford. So, like Bedford, you, Rivera, and Brimage are all signed to BKFC now.
Dude, what weights Jimmy Rivera fighting at?
I don't know. That's what I was going to bring up. Like,
he's going to be a monster.
He's coming on tomorrow, so
yeah, he'll be on the show tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we're going to have Chad Mendez, who also signed with BKFC. So Mendez, Rivera are coming on tomorrow night with Mike Richmond.
Well, give Jimmy a shout out for me. I don't know if he remembers me, but I'm a big fan of him. That dude can bang. So I'm looking forward to him. I'm sure he's going to do great things.
You know, he spent his entire UFC career in the bantamweight division. I'm hoping he fights at 145 in BKFC because 145 needs life. And
he's a shorter guy. I'm sure he might jump up a little bit and save the weight cut. But he actually fought my good buddy Dennis Bermudez, who BKFC's hit up to get on. He just doesn't know if he's wanting to do that or not. If they offer the right number, maybe he will. But Jimmy Rivera fought Dennis Bermudez to get in the house, and that was a war. He was kicking Bermudez's ass, but if you know Dennis Bermudez, he doesn't stop. He gets rocked, and that's what wakes him up, and he comes back. But yeah, I mean, Rivera's a monster, dude. He's going to do really well. I'm excited to see him fight.
It's crazy because you're saying Dennis Bermudez got asked. Now they're just going after that whole freaking cast, huh?
Yeah, apparently
that whole tough cast.
Why not? They probably went out after every season. I bet they probably just ask every single person. Like we got to get. They got to kind of pump up. You know, it's such a new sport. They need that talent. Like Kyle was just saying, that 145-pound division is like super thin.
Yeah, but the great thing about BKFC, the great thing about them is they're not like UFC. Like you lose 3 in the UFC, you're booted for sure. Doesn't matter how popular you are, how good you are. But BKFC is different. Like they have guys back that are 0-3 with them because they put on a good show, you know, and they boot people that are 1-0 who don't put on a good show. Like they want people to fight and bang for the full five rounds, and they don't care if you lose or win. As long as you put on a show, they're happy. As long as
you're entertaining. Look at Travis Thompson. Travis Thompson has three victories, but he also came into Saturday night's fight with 4 losses.
Right.
So he's 3-4, but that guy goes the distance.
Yeah.
Every single time. It's a bloody war every single time. He puts on a show at the weigh-ins every single time. We'll talk about your weigh-ins in a second.
And then he won. So
and then he won. So he went to 4-4, but he's a perfect example. He's a 500 fighter right now, but his losses were to 4 of the best 135 pounders they have. Right. So like you said,
people don't really care about wins or losses when it comes down to it. Like they want to see an entertaining fight where guys are just ripping into each other. I'd much rather watch somebody who's 0-10 and he just takes a beating and keeps coming back and punching away than, you know, somebody who runs like a, you know, Mayweather style, who makes a boring fight who's 10-0. Do you know what I mean?
Excitement is what most people love. I mean, all people love it, but you know, as like a diehard fan, I could watch any fight, you know, but most people can't do that. You know, a lot of people are like, I can't watch this shit. I need to get the hell out of here. So they don't care. They just want to see people bang.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's what makes great fights. So who cares?
Even in you.
Sorry.
I was gonna say even in UFC. People don't want to watch it and watch people grapple, even though there's grappling and there's jiu-jitsu and there's wrestling. Nobody wants to see that shit. Most people just want to see people stand up. They don't give a shit about any of that.
Right.
It's weird, man.
People getting knocked out or, you know, knocked on the ground and just pounded. Like that's entertaining.
Right.
Who doesn't love that?
It's like I said, I said this at like, you know, at the beginning when this show first started and I started like introducing a lot of people in like my circle of friends to bare knuckle. They're all MMA fans or boxing fans. And they're like, what's so special about it? I'm like, what's so special about it? It's the most relatable fucking combat sport in the world. Yeah. If you don't know jiu-jitsu and you see two guys rolling, you don't know what the fuck they're doing. You don't know if somebody's going for a Kimura or if someone's going for a guillotine or something like that because it just looks like two guys rolling around on the ground. If you're not a wrestler, you don't know wrestling. If you're not a pure boxer, you don't understand the sweet science. But everyone knows what bare hands.
When you get punched in the face.
Yeah, everyone knows what it's like. Yeah, hey, let's remind everybody, Planet Hank over Mish every day of the week. Fuck you, Hank, once again.
Yeah, happy Marine birthday, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, happy Marine birthday. Go treat yourself to a box of crayons, my dude. All right, that's just a little banter that we do around here. So did you enjoy, let me ask you something. Did you enjoy yourself at the Seneca Allegheny Casino? And what were you doing in your downtime in between the weigh-ins? We're still going to talk about that. In between the weigh-ins and the fights, what were you guys doing? Were you just chilling, laying low? You do some gambling, hit up some restaurants?
So I love the place. It was really cool. And I was overwhelmed with the amount of support I had there. I had people I haven't talked to in 15 years that I saw, you know, they came up to me and bought tickets to come. And I had, I think, 2 front rows of friends and family that just lined the ring. So I had a lot of people come out. So that made it, you know, more special. And then as far as after weigh-ins, like I just replenish. I'm very, very easygoing when it comes to the day before the fight and the day of the fight. I like to just be really relaxed, watch movies, hang out in the room. Sometimes, like at my previous fights, we would go like mini golfing or, you know, something real relaxing and keep my mind off the fight. I don't really like to talk about the fight or, you know, envision the fight or get too hyped up too far out from the fight. It just messes with my nerves. So I usually don't zone in until, you know, when we have to report there for like fighters meeting and, you know, get to our locker room. So yeah, I'm just real laid back right before the fight, and then kind of
no pizza eating contests or anything like that.
Dude, I saw that. So what was the deal with that?
Here's the thing. I don't see anything wrong with what that dude did because we've talked to David Morgan, and the thing is, the next day, me and Mike were going to go on a tour of the Hall of Fame with Scott Burt, and David Morgan hits me up in Messenger, and he was like, "Hey, are you guys going out to the Hall of Fame? You mind if me and my coach jump in your car and just take a ride out there with you guys?" We're like, "Yeah." He comes out there. We're waiting for the car. He's sitting there bullshitting with me. He's completely normal. Like, I'm like, "So what'd you do last night?" He's like, after weigh-ins, we went for a hike out in the mountains over here. And then we hit pads for like a half an hour. And then I went and ate pizza and wings with the knuckle up guys. I thought nothing of it. Like, and he's like,
fine. It's like a regular day.
Completely normal. It's not like he's like fucking over. He doesn't look bloated or anything like that. And then all of a sudden he gets a text message. He was like, "Oh shit, I got to go meet the boss. I guess I can't go out to the Hall of Fame with you guys." And he reads me what's on the thing, and it was something about the fucking eating contest.
My man.
He leaves, and like next thing you know, 20 minutes later, the fucking fight's off. And now they're saying that the fight, the food eating contest had nothing to do with them canceling the fight, but nobody really knows the fucking truth, dude. I don't know.
Okay, so I was gonna say something, and I don't know if I'm gonna blow anybody's cover or whatever, but who gives a shit? I heard that somebody forged their medicals, is why a fight dropped.
Oh, we know who that is.
Or is that a different person?
That's different. I think that's a different fight.
Okay, so I didn't know if that was like the cover up for what actually happened, or this was real.
Now, for those who are watching and are avid fans of this sport, there were 2 fights that were canceled on that card. You could figure out what the medicals were.
Well, to tell you the truth, David Feldman said it in the interview with you, Kyle.
Just go watch the interview that I had with David Feldman, and he says it right there.
Yeah, he said that Nolan Smith didn't have his medicals.
Okay,
yeah,
so that
no
makes
one's
sense.
And all that other shit. But that Pizzagate thing is ridiculous. Because here's this thing, right? Say you leave your room.
It's only going to hurt him. I mean, like, if he, like, overeats and gets sick, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to.
Right. I mean, it's not even a lot of food either, because first of all, if you watch the show, it was timed. So it's not like they did like a Nathan's hot dog eating contest where he ate like 78 pieces of pizza or something like that. No. Like, when people say pizza eating contest, I'm thinking this dude's like mowing like pizza after pizza after pizza, right? No, it was like a 5-minute time limit. He ate probably, I think it was 7 pieces of pizza, but they were the square ones. And I don't even think he ate the crust on them. And then he had a few wings. I'm like, listen, if you just went up to your room and ordered like a Domino's medium with a 6-pack of wings or some shit, and no one would even know. You just go to sleep and it would be fine. So I highly doubt that that's the real reason. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Besides, there's a buffet right next to where you guys weighed in, did the ceremonial weigh-ins. There's a buffet 2 seconds down the hallway where many fighters ate at an all-you-can-eat buffet, and no one had an issue with that shit.
Guilty.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what does it matter?
Right. Was anybody in there monitoring how many times you went up for a plate?
Yeah.
There's got to be more to that story.
Someone ran up with a clipboard.
How many calories have you ingested, sir?
Yeah. Dustin, that's your second plate. Let's cool it a little bit. Do not eat a piece of cheesecake. I swear to God, don't you fucking eat that.
You're off the card if you touch that cheesecake.
Actually, you're gonna have to put back half the cheesecake and that carrot cake thing in the eclair, because you only get two ounces left of food today.
And you're actually gonna have to stick a finger down your throat because you're a little over.
Well, that was my thing. If they're worried about him throwing up in the ring or whatever, just make him pull the trigger. Everybody's been drunk enough in their life to know how to pull the trigger. Go to the bathroom, jam a fucking finger down your throat.
Get it out now.
Yeah. You ever have to cut weight in high school wrestling and like have to lose like that last half a pound, and you're in the bathroom like pulling the trigger and trying to shit everything you can out? That's dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, man, that same night, you came from the UFC. You came from the world of MMA. There was a UFC card that night. What are your thoughts on Frankie Edgar? Do you think I have a couple questions for you as an MMA guy and as an MMA fan. Do you think Frankie's done?
Well, here's the thing that I struggle with, and I struggle explaining this to people. So remember when BJ Penn was really holding on to his career, and he was just getting beat by guys who should never have beaten him. And people were just getting on him. Like, he needs to hang it up. Like, listen, they don't have the say to tell you when you need to hang it up. I don't care if he loses the next 10 fights of his career, he has that choice. It's hard. I'm 34 years old. I got 3 kids and a wife and a career. Most people are like, why the hell are you doing bare knuckle fighting? Even people in my family, they're like, why are you doing this? But this is something we have inside us that a lot of people don't have, that we want to continue to do. We have that itch. We have that desire. Who cares if they have a losing streak? You know what I mean? If they love doing it and they're passionate about it and they still have the desire and they're healthy enough to do it, who has the right to tell them to stop?
You know what the thing is? Frankie, maybe at this point, he can continue fighting and continue competing and being a very good fighter. But maybe it's time to stop putting him up against the top 5 in the fucking
Yeah.
world.
Right.
Frankie is always fighting the best of the best, and he's 37 years old now.
Right.
He seems like he's been fighting for 30 years. You know what I mean? The amount that dude has fought in the 18 years that he's been a pro is fucking astronomical.
Right.
It's
Now,
time.
I
Stop
agree
throwing
with
him in
that.
there against fucking Cheeto Vera and these guys. Like,
Yeah, I do agree with that because people are looking at him as like what he used to be, you know.
Mhm.
And obviously, as you get older, you get slower. You know, things hurt, and you don't have the same abilities you did when you were younger. So of course, he's going to get beat by these young up and coming guys. So yeah, I do agree with that. But as far as like being done, I mean, that's a choice that only he can make, you know. If he still has the love for it and the passion to do it, you know, nobody has the right to tell him not to.
hell yeah. And we all love Frankie, man. I'll tell you right now, he was one of my favorite 10 years ago.
Oh,
And I really wish, and I'm telling you, I wish he went bantamweight 8-10 years ago. Like, honest to God, man. When he was fighting 155 and he was a champion at 155, he was a tiny 155er, and he's beating all these guys. Can you imagine if he just decided, you know, I'm going to go down and, you know what? Did the bantamweight even exist until they bought WEC?
no, the lowest it went, I thought, was 155.
Yeah, so that's as low as he could go back then. That's why I'm saying, like, man, it was when they purchased WEC is when they introduced the bantamweight and the 145. So that makes sense. Now, one last question for that, and then we have a fun game to play with you and just fucking get a crack.
Yeah.
We have a fan question here.
Oh, what's the fan
Also,
question?
Big Ben, they actually shouted him out in New York. I don't know if you heard it or out there. Yeah, Brian Socha's like, "Where's Big Ben?" And he stood up and he called him out. This guy's a super duper fan right here. He asked, "Dustin, would you fight Mike Perry?"
I would fight the baddest man on the planet tomorrow for free. So yeah, I'll fight anybody. I know Mike Perry, I think he's going to be a weight class higher, but dude, I'll fight anybody. I don't care. So yeah, I like Mike Perry. He's a tough dude, but it doesn't scare me. Nobody scares me.
Nice.
Everybody has a chin.
Hell yeah.
Everyone has a chin. Everyone can get knocked out. Last thing I want to ask you before we do this quick game with you, Dana White, is he insane for saying that Kamaru Usman's the greatest welterweight of all time? Is this blasphemy? Is he disrespecting George St. Pierre and all the years that George St. Pierre fucking carried the company on his back? What do you think when you hear Dana White say Kamaru Usman's the greatest to ever do it? He's the best welterweight of all time.
You're asking the wrong guy, because he was one of my assistant coaches on The Ultimate Fighter, so I'm a little biased.
Oh, come on. Put the bias to the side and just look at it from the outside. Come on. Okay. Maybe Kamaru's 2 or 3 defenses away, I think, before we start saying that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the sport's evolved so much. It's hard to say, but then again, like George St. Pierre, Matt Hughes, those guys that just like I grew up watching and I fell in love with, like it's a bold statement to make this early.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very bold statement.
I will say that. I love Kamaru. Like, he was such a cool dude and down to earth when he was on The Ultimate Fighter with me. And the cool thing about that is he didn't even have an MMA fight when I met him on The Ultimate Fighter. He was wrestling with the Olympic team at the time, and I was on The Ultimate Fighter 2011, and now he's just crushing it.
That was before the Black Zillions versus American Top Team.
Yeah,
that's the first time I ever saw him.
But yeah, I think Dana, that's a little early to say that, as far as
it's a little recency bias.
Yeah, but I do love Usman. Like, he's a cool dude. So,
well, I can tell you,
he's definitely going to be trouble. He's going to be a hard guy to beat. I'll say that.
Oh, he's awesome. He's definitely well-rounded. I mean, the guy is super hard to beat. I don't know who's looking at the division now. I have no idea who's going to beat him. And then, he's probably going to end up in a super fight or two here in the future, because I just don't know. I mean, we do have maybe Kamzat maybe could come up and do something, but they can't. I just don't want to see that guy fast tracked like that and go right up to Kamaru, because if Kamaru smokes him, then guess what? Then it's like a flash in the pan. People, oh, we all knew he wasn't that good, So I don't think he should be fast tracked. But I was gonna say, if you go on Wikipedia and you look at all of the awards and championships and achievements that George St. Pierre got from like UFC and MMA, and then Kamaru Usman, like Usman's building some stuff up, but man, St. Pierre is really built up. Fine resume.
All right. Let's do something.
We're getting carried away.
We're getting carried away. We do this, but there, 3 questions in a row were about a certain thing. We're gonna play a game right now, and that question's gonna get asked. Here we go. We're gonna play a little game called "Who Wore It Better" with Dustin Pague. Here we go. First one up. There is no speed round tonight, people, because we're playing a little game. Here we go. Number 1, Dustin, look at the screen. Who wore it better, Will Ferrell or Luke Rockhold?
I got my tight pants. I got my tight pants on.
Easy choice, Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. All right, number 2.
He's
Mike?
got the body of a god.
Floyd Mayweather or Kevin Hart. Virtually
I hate
identical.
Floyd Mayweather, and I love Kevin Hart. I'm going with Kevin Hart.
Dude.
That Jumanji look.
Let me just say this, ladies and gentlemen. Floyd Mayweather wore that to a Lakers game. Kevin Hart is on the set of Jumanji.
Right, which makes sense. What the hell was Mayweather doing?
He forgot his binoculars.
Fuck him. Number 3, CM Punk or crackhead Tyrone Biggums.
I'll go with Dave Chappelle because he's hilarious.
Yeah, he's the best.
All right, Mike, here we go.
Oh, Tulsa Doom or Beyonce.
Do you know who that is?
No, I don't know who the guy on the left is, but
the dude on the left is the Snake King, Tulsa Doom from Conan the Barbarian back in the 80s.
I'm going with him. I'd take him on a date before Beyonce.
Yes. And the last one, and this is going to answer everybody's question tonight. Who wore it better?
I knew it.
What the fuck is that noise?
I knew you knew it. I don't hear nothing, Kyle.
Wait, I think I wore it backwards based on how his is more in the front. And
it's rounded more on his, but maybe you got a different
that's
company.
Why everyone's making fun of my junk. Maybe I wore it backwards and it just really scrunched everything up.
Well, I got to tell you, man.
Who
did you say won this one, Borat or yourself?
I'm gonna give it to Borat because he's got the great stash and
look at the shoes.
The treasure.
He's wearing high socks and dress shoes with it. So,
all right, man.
He's got more class.
So with that said, what made you choose to put on the Borat bathing suit that night? And I'm going to tell you right now, when you were pulling your pants down to get going, I'm pretty sure your fucking stack was hanging out the side of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you're right. I was doing.
It was more your balls.
I was doing my best to cup it, and yeah. So I did an interview with Eric. How do you pronounce his last name? Cowell. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He writes for BKFC. And I guess he saw my Instagram because I wore that on a post when I was at a beach house, just making a funny video. And he mentioned that. He's like, should I expect you to wear that Borat suit to the weigh-ins? And I kind of took it as like a challenge. Like, my friends know if you dare me to do something, more than likely I'm doing the challenge or the dare because, you know, there ain't nothing you can dare me to do that I'm not going to do. So I took it as a challenge, and then I told my cornerman and some friends, I was like, this guy, you know, he brought this up. Should I do it? And they're like, you won't. You won't. And that's all I needed to hear. I was like, you want to bet? So it was kind of like a dare. And I don't know, it kind of backfired because everyone's like making fun of my small penis now. So
well, fuck them, dude. It was cold in there.
Yeah, dude, it was freezing.
Upstate New York, it was freezing.
I was dehydrated too. Come on now.
Dehydrated and cold. I mean,
don't they know that when you're cutting weight, you lose size on your dick?
Yeah, dude, trust me. Like it grows. I swear to God.
Excuse me, my eyes are up here.
Yeah,
All right,
but
man.
it was
Abuse.
good. I got a lot of props from the fighters and the guys with BKFC, so they enjoyed it.
Nah, you absolutely you like won the crowd that was there, the little crowd that was there at the weigh-ins, and you showed up and you did well in the ring. Unfortunately, you got the L because of a rule set that you got to get used to. So
Big Ben said it was
Big Ben said it was 77. It was pretty hot in the fucking
penis, damn it.
God damn it. Yeah. All right, brother. Well, this has been a good time talking to you. You're welcome back anytime. We hope to see you back in the squared circle soon. Take a second, shout anybody else you want to shout out. You got your sponsors at the bottom there, and then we'll let you get out of here.
You did a good job with the sponsors. Thank you. Shout out to Lou Reese, Scott Howard, John Cayley, Ryan Vancic, Caleb Schnurr, Joe Orfini, and my beautiful wife, Jacqueline. Love you guys.
Oh, hold up. Before you go.
Dudes, I had a great time. It was a pleasure meeting you guys at New York. And, yeah, I'll definitely be back anytime you want to have me.
Hell yeah. Before we let you go, Susan Walker says, are you going to try to top? What are you going to do to top that for the next one?
That's so funny. That's so funny she asked that because I was talking with one of my trainers, and he's like, he's talking me up. He's like, dude, don't worry about it, because I was bummed out about the outcome. He's like, dude, you made a great showing. People loved you. You're the best fighter on the card. You look great. The biggest worry we have is how are we going to top your weigh-in for the next one? So that's the big thing. Like, how am I going to top that? I went all out on the first one, so everything's downhill from here. So I don't know. I'm going to have to dig deep into this brain here.
Help. You need any help? Hit us up. We're a little crazy in the head.
Yeah, maybe we can do a podcast and see how many crazy challenges and dares we get from people.
Hell yeah, brother. Yeah. All right, man. Well, thank you very much for coming on. It was a pleasure meeting you up in New York, and we'll catch back up with you. All right.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks for having me.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Later. All right, dude. That guy's cool as hell.
Hell yeah.
We ran into him at the bar while we were watching the UFC up there. He had a really good time. He was having a good time with everybody. He's fucking awesome. But we have another guest in the chat room. I think he has some shit to talk about. We're going to bring him on. His name is John Lee Chalbeck. I don't think he has a cast on his hand anymore, and we want to know what he's up to. Here we go. Mr. Chalbeck, what's up?
What's up, Mike and Mish? How you guys doing?
Yo.
Thanks for having me on.
Yo, you're low.
You're low.
Get that low volume mode going right now, John Lee. So
you want me to turn my volume down?
No, we can't hear you that well.
Oh.
I don't know if it's your headphones that are doing it to you.
Yeah, my headphones must suck. Here, hold on.
It's probably the alien.
The microphone on the headphones maybe not turned up or not loud enough.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Bro, hell yeah.
Let me start off by mirroring or repeating what Joe Ivy says here. That jacket is fucking dope as hell. She said super cool jacket.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking tight as hell. And Joe she would like to buy one. However much it costs. Joe will buy one.
She's gonna buy us one too.
And buy me one. Yeah. Yo, so what's up, man? How you doing? How's the hand? What are we gonna talk about tonight? Bam.
The hand is doing a lot better than it was. It's not 100%, and I'm hitting the bag with my left hand now. And today I did some pretty good sparring with everyone, and they were hitting my hand pretty well. And it hurts a little bit, but I've got a ways to go. But at the same time, like, it's not as far out as I first thought.
What do you think the timeline is? What's like a realistic time? Knucklemania 2 too far out for you? February?
No, I'm thinking February, March is a very, very logical and realistic timeline.
Nice, because I know that they're turning up. They're like pumping up a big card for Knucklemania 2, which is supposed to take place in February. That'd be a good time for you to get back. As a matter of fact, that's where you made your debut the first time was Knucklemania 1. So
That's right.
Be fitting
Where,
to get
do you guys know? Does anyone know where this Knucklemania 2 is going to be?
Mike.
I heard a rumor that would be in Tampa.
Tampa, yeah, right. We heard Tampa. We don't know how solid that is, but we were around certain people that are in the know, and they said looking like Tampa.
Possibly. And they're going to be in Tampa December 9th. Whatever happened to that Key West card?
From what I heard, you know, hotels are probably like out of this world down there or something. And, you know, I think they're probably just all booked at that time. And, you know, if you don't have everything hashed out right away, you know, then it's probably not worth it to go down there at that time. I'm not sure, you know, but that's maybe what I would suspect. You know, hopefully, you know, that's where they have Knucklemania too. That would be awesome, man. I really dream to fight at a BKFC card in Key West. That would be a dream come true.
Well,
yeah, I knew you were looking forward to that, so kind of a bummer.
Does Key West have like a big arena for something like that? I've never been to Key West, and when I see Key West, I see it. I'm like,
honestly, I have no clue where it would be. Like in my mind, they like set it up right at Mallory Square, like
outside.
Yeah.
Right, because when I'm watching like there was a show on Netflix that I was watching about Key West. It looks like a small little like tight knit community, and I didn't see anywhere that there would be anything like that. But what do I know? I'm just a fucking New England boy.
Yeah, he's just a stu-nut.
Where are you guys at again?
Oh, hold on. Let me tell you where I'm from, and then Mike will tell you. I'm from Connecticut. Mike, where are you from?
I'm a Rhode Island boy from Cranston.
How long does it take to drive across Rhode Island?
It takes
2
about
hours?
No way, 2 hours. No way.
Right.
I'd say 45 minutes.
Oh.
45 minutes from one end
from southeast or southwest corner all the way up to the north top.
Really?
So the northern oh yeah, man. So pretty much like if you go from, you know, say exit 93, kind of where Kyle lives, kind of not far over the border. I think it's only like 45 miles or something like that from there all the way to like you know, Attleboro or whatever. So it's nothing. That ain't nothing. I can get there. I could probably make it in 35.
Connecticut's not much bigger, is it?
Nah.
It's like 3 times the size as Rhode Island.
You could probably yeah, I was gonna say you could probably put 3 Rhode Islands in Connecticut. That's about it. Yo, hey, John, did you watch any of the build up to this weekend's card? I'm gonna pull this. This is from the BKFC themselves.
Yeah,
in the
breaking
comments.
news.
Thank you, fellas, whoever put that in there. It was probably Evan. I'm not positive, but thank you. Breaking news. Lorenzo Hunt is being fined per David Feldman for his role in today's BKFC 22 press conference. Keep up the great work, gents. Thank you.
And hope to see John Lee Chalbeck back in action soon.
Yeah. Did you see what he did this morning? Or this afternoon?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I'll be honest. Like, I saw that when I didn't see him at the table, and then I heard Hector yell off into the crowd. I was like, oh shit, something's about to go down. And then, you know, it's mayhem more and more every single fight. It's crazy.
Well, I have something here.
Go ahead, Mike. Yeah.
Let's throw this up here, and for everybody who doesn't know, take a look-see.
The fans and, you know, attack you, what are you gonna do? I'm pretty sure you're gonna do the same thing. You shut your fucking mouth. You shut your fucking mouth.
Nobody don't want to hear you talk.
Oh, wait a minute. Hector
flipped the table, yeah.
Damn.
The end is good, though.
He pushes my man, walks off with the belt.
Ain't no champ unless he says so.
Dude, hold on.
When Luis is fixing the table,
table like a real company man, dude. Like a real company man. The 155 champs fixing it up.
Yeah.
When I watched that earlier, I thought Lorenzo
did it.
Pulled the table down,
but
I didn't realize that Hector flipped it.
Yeah, he's mad. He's a mad guy.
Bam. Do you have that picture, Mike, that I sent you?
I can grab it quick.
There's a crazy picture of like Lorenzo mid swing. I can't believe he swung the belt like that. That shit was crazy. Like, what do you think about that? Is that disrespecting the strap or?
I really wouldn't disrespect BKFC like that, because you know that's their belt, and you know it's supposed to be prestigious, and you know the fighters, you know he's fighting for it, you know, so it's not something, you know, that I would ever do. I'd always approach
Look at that picture.
You know, a little differently, but they're trying to sell the fight, and you know it seems like in the simulation that we're living in more and more, you know, things are getting crazier and crazier, like weigh-ins and fights and stuff like that, you know. So you know, I understand what's happening, but you know, no, I don't agree with behavior like that, and I am a big fan of Lorenzo, you know, which is too bad to see that happen, you know, and now he's going to get fined. But my question is the fight still on?
It's still on.
Maybe
yeah, so
100%.
I'm sure more people are going to tune in, you know, so you know, maybe he'll get a bonus that will compensate for his fine, you know, who knows. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be doing shit like that, you know, that's just me.
That it's going on every time they have one of these press conferences. And I think it, like, dude, I don't remember press conferences being all that crazy up until like the Conor era in the UFC.
Conor McGregor did that.
I mean, there was the occasional Mike Tyson press conference back in the day where he like tells a reporter, I don't talk to women unless I fornicate with them, or I'll fucking eat your children, or something like that. There was those moments.
I remember that's the one that truly shocked me, you know, back in the day, was when he's like, I'm a destroyer, I'm Alexander, I want to eat his children, you know, like that. I was just like, looked at Joe, my buddy, and I remember
he's impregnable.
Going, what the fuck?
Say that. So I was thinking the same thing. I'm
gonna beat him to Bolivia. Didn't he say I'll beat him to Bolivia? I'll beat him into a Bolivia.
Oh, man. That rant is an all-time in the top 5 classic rants of all time.
Hey, you know what's really good? What does he say? I broke my back. Yeah. And he goes, what is it? And he goes, spinal.
He's like, yeah, I broke my back slightly.
Oh, that shit is so funny. I think he says, what a vertebrae? And he goes, spinal.
Spinal. 2,500 sit-ups a day.
Oh, that shit is so funny. I was thinking that though today, Kyle, because as that all happened, I was getting out of my car to walk into the house, and in my head I said, thank you, Conor McGregor, because it is true. Like, yes, it has happened periodically, sporadically, whatever, but ever since the world witnessed the growth, you know, of Conor McGregor and how he just skyrocketed to this insanely famous guy in front of our eyes. He was virtually a nobody. I mean, he came in there, he fought, he had some charisma, he had no tattoos, nothing. All of a sudden, he started up in the ante every time, and his net worth was just climbing so fast. Everyone saw that, and then people started going, shit, I got to do that too. And then everyone started doing it.
You're really right, because even boxers, you know, professional boxers like Sugar Ray Leonard, his whole career never made as much money as Conor McGregor did in his very first boxing fight ever. Mm-hmm. You know, like, you know, boxers would hate on Conor McGregor, but let's face it, he was even more efficient than Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather probably got like 25,000 being a bronze medalist for his first fight, you know, and he got over 100 million, like Conor got like 100 million for his first boxing match. So, you know, of course he's going to generate haters and copycats, and people think he led the way, but you know, I still don't subscribe to that, you know, like, you know, here, let's make a spectacle of disrespect, you know, like, I try to be a martial artist, you know, like, but if people talk shit about me, you know, obviously it's prize fighting, so I'll return the favor.
Right. You know that today was the 5-year anniversary of when Conor showed up late to the. This is why I said it to Mike. I was like, I thought Lorenzo was pulling a Conor McGregor late entry. I'm sorry I'm late. I just don't give a fuck, because today, 5 years ago, is when he did that with Eddie Alvarez in
Mhm.
Madison Square Garden. So
Right.
I was like, man, I wonder if he knows that, but apparently not.
He really set a precedent for acting a fool to generate kind of the mixing the WWF with martial arts and prize fighting, but
right.
Muhammad Ali did it, but he was much classier, the way he did it, he had rhymes, he had songs,
Right.
poems, and sure he could really sell a fight, but I think at one point Connor was really funny in the beginning, like the Chad Mendez part where he's like, Connor, do you even know what wrestling is? He's like, I wrestle me balls on your forehead, like that was, and he did it in a split second, that was funny, Connor.
Yes.
But now when you're
got
like
overboard,
calling a guy a rat right in front of his face and you're just saying whatever you can, it seems more forced. Like
shit about Dustin's wife, pinching random people in the face. He's so mad.
Like
Khabib, he said Khabib's wife is a towel, and then he said, spoiler, underneath that towel is a goat.
Right.
Remember when he said that?
Yes, I did. I do,
dude. He said, mate, your wife's a towel.
That's messed up.
Anyways, hey, let's talk about your sport and let's talk about you. We're getting out of, we do this all the time. There is a big fight coming up Friday night. Luis Palomino, Dak Win. Are you interested in that fight? Are you interested in fighting one of those two guys at some point? We all know you clearly won the Pellerano fight. No disrespect to anybody, all the Adam Pellerano fans out there, but anybody with eyeballs knows you got robbed that night. Interest in this fight this weekend? What do you got your eyes set on for a return?
To give a little history to the fans, just to come full circle. One of the very first offers I ever got from BKFC was the Luis Palomino debut, and I had accepted, and I passed everything on to my manager and was waiting for a contract and to see what happened, and they ended up going with a different guy, and I was like, what happened, so there's a little bit of a miscommunication, I guess, between Dave and I, and I got a little sour, and so that even delayed, because of my sourness, that even delayed my debut a little bit longer, I think, because I said some things online that they probably noticed, kind of being a little bitter, because I didn't get the debut, but and then not too long ago, before the Adam Pellerano fight came through, they offered me Dat Win, and I accepted that fight, and it was supposed to be a short notice fight, and that never materialized on the other end. Supposedly, I have no clue what happened. Supposedly they didn't get him a contract, or he probably just didn't want to take the risk for the amount of money that they were asking him, for the same reason he wouldn't defend his belt against Reggie, the number one guy, so that seemed to be the theme, was his thinking. I can tell you that would be one of his toughest fights for sure. So absolutely, I'm interested in fighting either one of those guys, because I've already accepted fights against both of them. And I think they're both tough as hell. And I'm really interested in watching this fight on Friday. And I'll be honest, Dad called me a fraud, or said some shit, because, he was the first guy to say some negative shit about me before I said some shit about him. So, I'll be honest, I hope Luis beats the living fuck out of him.
So, okay, that answers my next question, who you thought was going to win. Don't you think that, like, do you want to make a home at the 145-pound division, or are you not tied to one division completely? Because the reason why I'm asking you that is because they're starting to build up the 145-pound division. They're starting to bring guys in. You got Howard HD Davis coming up. It's in the comments right there. Ryan Perez's fighter. HD Davis looks like a legit dude. You got Marcus Brimage fighting at 145. You got Jimmy Rivera coming in. You got Rusty Crowder. You got Will Shoot. You got a lot of guys out there now. 145-pound division in most people's eyes is your division right now. So with that said, if Dat loses and wants to fight you at 145, would you take that fight at 145, even though he's coming off a loss with Luis, or would you want to fight one of these other guys that they're bringing in?
Absolutely. I mean, whoever Dave, whatever, money talks, and, Dave will come up with an offer and they'll send it to me, and, I'll probably accept. It doesn't really matter who it is. I'd like to fight that. I seen that Ryan, was talking, Ryan Perez was talking about his guy. I know any of the guys that come out of his gym are going to be killers, so it's very early in the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know how people can say this is my division because, I fought 2 fights, but I can tell you that anyone that fights me is going to have their hands full. I'll be walking them down the whole time. I can fight on the inside, the outside. I'm not afraid to take punches, and I definitely don't try to hold. People are going to try to hold me, guaranteed. So I expect to see all these top guys eventually. Hopefully I can do this for, at least, 5, 6, 7 more years.
Now,
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, the reason why I would say that, like, just skill wise, we saw what you did in your first fight, which was like technically almost as good as it gets. But then you fought a guy who looked like he was a fucking light heavyweight the next time.
He was the opponent in Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and you were mad.
I've never seen a man rehydrate like that before. Like, honestly, I've stood next to guys one day and then stood next to him the next day, and have been surprised before. But honestly, when he was standing in front of me in the ring, I was shocked at how big he had gotten. Like, it was like his muscles just inflated with air. Like, for real, he looks so fucking big. But I welcomed the challenge, and I walked him down the whole time and made him hold me. He would have his aggressive spurts of just trying to bite down his mouthpiece and throw punches and land, but I made most of those miss, and I landed very accurately. So I'd like to fight, to be honest, next, one of these like UFC guys that has a name, so that I could piece them up, and then everyone will be talking about how John pieced up the UFC guy. Like, let's be honest, every time BKFC signs someone big and they put a lot of energy into it, it's someone coming from the UFC. It's like they're not so much, putting so much effort into, building up their own guys, as much, but some guys are starting to break through, like Lorenzo and Britain and, Luis Palomino and stuff like that. So, Josh Burns, guys, Tom Schoaf, all of these guys are starting to make names for themselves as bare knuckle fighters because, they've been doing it a while and they've got fights under their belt. So they're getting highlights, they're getting experience, and people are starting to know their name.
Well, let's hope that you do fight at Knucklemania, right? And then maybe, just maybe, Jimmy Rivera's fighting at 145, huh? He'll be on the show tomorrow. Maybe hop in the comments and ask a couple questions, but we'll definitely be asking him no matter what weight he'll be fighting at and when he'll be fighting. Maybe that'll be the matchup.
Who was a Michigan top team guy. I think they fought in the UFC, and that would be cool to have, a common opponent is, other local guys and stuff like that. So, if he's the big UFC name coming in at 145, Dave Feldman, please let me be the guy that welcomes Jimmy Rivera or anybody else at 145.
Right. Even Marcus Brimage would be a decent name if Brimage gets the win Friday night.
He fought Conor McGregor, right?
He did. He actually, what's funny is I told Mike, I was like, dude, did you realize 2 weeks in a row we're having somebody that Conor fought? We're having Chad Mendes tomorrow night.
Yep.
And Marcus Brimage last week. It's like,
now is Chad Mendes fighting at 145?
Chad Mendes is going to be 155.
Well, I would fight that fight at 155. You know, like I would go up in weight just like I did against Adam. You know, to get a fight. You know, against a name like that. You know, where everyone knows him. You know, and I could get paid the most amount of money. You know, for in my mind, you know the same amount of risk as any other fighter.
Right. And you'd have the height and reach on him in that fight. He'd probably have a little bit of a power advantage because the guy's built like a fucking goddamn truck. But other than that, I mean, boxing skill wise,
I really want to show everyone how good I can fight on the inside, but Adam really held me like for dear life. Like I even said to the ref, like, ref, are you going to let this keep going on? And Ollie was like, man, you got to quit doing that. He's like, man, you got to quit doing that. It's like all he said. He's like, I'm getting hit in the back of the head. And I'm like, ref, are you serious? He's like, knock it off. I'm like, geez, he really likes this guy. So I just tried not to complain and fought through it. And, but man, like if guys are going to hold, for dear life, that's going to make the fight less exciting. And, I'm not going to be able to show, how much damage I could do on the inside, which I really like to be on the inside.
Yeah. Well, what do you got with Alicia going on? Anything? Is she defending her title anytime soon? Because I wanted to ask you that. She seems like she defended it quite a while back now. And it was whoever the girl she fought, Delino, whatever. That girl,
Jessica Delboni.
Yeah. Delboni has fought since, won her fight. And
she won that tournament, right?
Right.
Yeah, she won that tournament where everyone fought in one night.
Oh, okay. It's James David Gray is saying, don't say it. It's not public yet.
I wasn't. Yeah.
James.
Remind James David Gray that I was in the meeting today as he was. And, I heard that it was not public. So I wasn't going to tell you guys when she's fighting next, but okay. I know she's fighting soon and she's been working hard.
Good. Because it seems like she's been out for a little bit. Yeah. And hey, I have a possible walkout song for you.
Man, it's really it's been so hard to hear you guys without phones on. Yeah, and I got my it's all the way up. So when you see me like going like this, I'm trying to really listen to what you're saying.
Right, listen,
you've been doing really well. I'll tell you that.
You've been doing great. Mike called you. Mike, when you were fighting Palorano, he said, "Dude, he looks like Little Mac in there, fucking fighting Soda Popinski." What about this here? Do you know what that is?
Is that from Punch Out?
Yes.
Yeah. That's your new walkout song.
Dude, come out to Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Too hard, man. It's too hard for me.
It's too hard.
That's too headbanger. Like I gotta come out to something more spiritual.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's always hey.
That song actually gets better too as it goes along. It really does. Yeah, it starts picking up, man.
So much of those games. I played those. I grew up on those games. And now I don't play video games so much anymore. But James Gray does.
What you should do is you should get an 8-bit, framed like a picture, like they put it up on the screen. They should make an 8-bit picture of your face and throw it up there, and you come out to that music, that shit would be awesome.
And make t-shirts, dude, of like you as kind of like Joey, Lil Mac with the fucking. Man, I'm telling you, now we're generating money for you.
It can all be yours for like $7,000. We're gonna do it all.
My gimmick. We'll compare me to the Mike Tyson Punch-Out guy.
Fuck yeah, just awesome. Running through them all. So when you messaged me and said you wanted to come back on, you wanted to talk some shit. What shit do you want to talk? You want to talk some shit? You got somebody to call out? You want to fucking
talk some shit?
I just want to shoot the shit with you guys. Yeah, I just like being on the show and just wanted to come on and talk some shit and talk about how I'm excited to get back in there and that my hand's getting better and I'm back to sparring and I never stopped training. Like I was hitting the bag with one hand and I had mounted the jump rope to my cast and you know, the worst thing about the whole thing really for me was that my cast was getting really sweaty and nasty, you know, from working out so much. But I never stopped training, and now I can start hitting the bag with my left hand. You know, I mean, obviously it still hurts, but you know, I think February or March, you know, I should be ready to start piecing someone up. And you know me, the thing I love about bare knuckle is I'm just trying to cut you with every shot. You know, be crisp, accurate, and you know, if you think you're gonna bully me around, you know, no matter who you are, you have another thing coming. You know, Dad talks about you know, walking Luis down, and let's see who's gonna walk forward. You know, and I can tell you that you know, I don't back up unless I want to.
Yeah. You know what? I can't wait to see you get back in there because your division's getting built up now. Plus, you got this 155-pound bout coming up Friday night. There's a lot of shit to talk about. It's awesome. We didn't have a speed round planned for you tonight, but I got one. I pulled one up, Mike. I'll throw the questions up. We'll take turns reading them.
Let's do it.
Well, all right. Speed round for the one, John Lee Chalbeck. Here we go. Number one, being a Florida Keys guy, what is your favorite Florida man story? Do you know what we mean by that?
Well, I don't know about my favorite, but you know, some of these Florida man stories, the one where the guy took too many bath salts and he ran over to the dude's house and he gnawed off his face and he pretty much bit his face off, and the cops tasered him and they punched him and they hit him and he still kept eating his face, and
they shot him and he still kept.
They shot him. Yeah. I knew they fucked him up. Yeah.
On a bridge.
Yeah. So all I do is listen to true crime guys like all the time. So yeah, I'm very familiar with that story. But yeah, I mean, I don't know about my favorite, you know, I mean, but that's one that I know right off. As soon as you said that, like, that's what comes to mind first.
Oh yeah.
There's do you guys ever listen to Rude Jude on Sirius XM? He's got a show called The All Out Show. His name's Rude Jude. Well, he does a thing called Florida Man or Other. And they read like a wild ass fucking story about somebody was like, someone was found high on crystal meth, shitting in a public fountain. Florida Man or Other. It'd be like, and people would be like, oh no, that's clearly a Florida Man. That
sounded like Florida Man to me.
Yeah,
I can tell you the only way I would ever move back to Florida is if I had enough money to live like the Florida Keys lifestyle, like I grew up with, and you know, move down to the Keys and get a house on the water, and you know, just go there during the winters when it gets cold as fucking hell up here.
Hell yeah. Number two, go ahead, Mike.
Favorite non-combat sport, and what sport would you get rid of?
Favorite non-combat sport, I would have to say growing up was football, but as I've gotten older, it's golf to play. And what sport would I get rid of? I would say racquetball.
Racquetball.
That's a great.
Yeah, just great. What the like we're getting all locked up in this room and we're running back and forth and hitting this ball, and
it is fun.
Just play tennis.
Yeah, racquetball is a cardio fucking nightmare. All right, number three.
Fucking hitting the face when you're playing doubles.
Perfect. Next question. What is your best single round of golf you ever played?
100.
100?
Nice.
So
very
like
nice.
You can imagine my
on the front nine.
You can imagine my devastation, how close I was to double digits, and then the triple digit came in with a fucked up putt in the very last hole.
Damn.
You know what, dude? That game is such a fucking mind fuck though, because like I started playing really late in my. I don't know when you started playing, but
me too. Like when I was like 30.
Right. I was 28 years old when I started. After my second deployment, I started playing, and like I would throw clubs. I fucking snapped a few clubs. I broke a club in half and stabbed it into a tree.
Yeah, I get really mad.
But then I started getting a little better, And then I finally broke 100 for the first time. And then I was like, wow, maybe I can get good at this game. And then I sucked for a while. And then I got all the way down to almost breaking 90. And now I golf this year. I'd go out and play 9 holes and barely break 50. I wanted to fucking jump off a bridge.
I liken golf an analogy to boxing all the time, because no matter how good you think you are, you know, you could do better. You know, there was a shot on one hole or another hole that if you messed that up and you didn't get an eagle or a birdie or something, you know, so there's always room for improvement. And until you shoot 18, you know what I mean? You know, you got to do better.
You know what we got to do? Because we had a real golf conversation with Travis Thompson. When you guys are on the same card, we're going to get together wherever that fucking location is, and we'll play a game of golf.
That would be amazing. I'll make sure I bring my shitty ass clubs with me.
Awesome. All right, number 4.
If Floyd Mayweather came out of retirement to fight Canelo Alvarez right now, would he win or get the first L of his career?
I'll be honest. At this point, I think, and I would have said Floyd before, but at this point, I think Canelo would find a way to not try to box him like he did the last time, because last fight, Canelo tried to match speed with him and stay on the outside and kind of fight his fight. And, you know, that's what lost him the fight. I think he would bully the fuck out of Canelo, kind of like how Triple G does to people. And I think that he would really hurt Floyd Mayweather at this point. But, you know, you never know. Floyd's the type of guy that make a hater out of even more of us.
Yeah.
Yes, he would.
And I agree.
I'd love to see it.
I would love to see it.
How much are we going to have to pay Floyd for this to go down? 200 million?
200 million. And the pay-per-view,
maybe more.
Pay-per-view would be $150 to get the pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah. It would be
Take
really
my money.
expensive. Yeah.
All right. Last question, and I'm going to let you get out of here. Number 5. You kind of already said it earlier, but give us a prediction of the fight this Friday night. Palomino versus Dat, November 12th in Miami. Who wins and how?
I would like to, you know, I told you guys I want Palomino to win, you know, but I think Dat's capable of winning. He's very skilled, you know what I mean? But I think maybe the size may be too much. And if Luis fights very aggressively on the inside, you know, then, you know, he may be able to bully Dat around, you know. It's going to be very interesting to watch. Like, I'll be honest, since I've accepted fights between both these guys in the recent, you know, so many months, you know, or a year, I'm really interested to see how they match up against each other on Friday.
So that
who do you guys think is going to win?
I'll go first. I think that, yeah, skill for skill, I think Dat is right up there, if not more skilled as a pure boxer than Luis Palomino, but as a bare knuckle fighter and size wise and power wise, I think that he's just too big and strong for Dat. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to get proved wrong on Friday night, but I just feel like
really impressed me how he boxed good, John. The in and out, the grab in the back of the head. Yeah, I mean, he knew exactly how to beat him on the outside. He knew how to beat him on the inside. And, you know, and I was, you know, I root for Luis. I'm a Luis Palomino fan, you know,
right.
So, you know, and it would be an honor to fight, you know, either one of those guys, honestly.
What do you say, Mike?
I think so. This is what I said. Remember when Holly Holm fought Chris Cyborg? Holly Holm, super skilled. I mean, she's awesome. And even I feel like she's even coming back into, like, she should get another title shot. She's really good, right? So in this scenario, Palomino is Cyborg. You know, that win is Holly Holm. He's not bad. He's really good, actually. Thing is that I think Palomino is just too fucking big. And when you watch that fight with Cyborg and Holm could stand there and bang with her. But every time Holm got hit by by Cyborg, she would take like a step over because it would literally knock her over, just the heaviness of the shots. I think that's what this is going to be. Palomino is just going to be too big, too heavy of shots. It's not because Datton can't win. It's just, I just think it's going to be he's too big, man. He's small. He was small when he fought Johnny Bedford. He was small.
I mean, and
you know,
Abdel Velasquez, he dropped him pretty well. You know what I mean? When he caught him on the chin with the uppercut and cut his eye, you know, so it's going to be interesting to see, you know, because of the shit that Dad has talked about me, I hope Palomino beats the living fuck out of him.
Yeah. No animosity.
Might get your wish.
Just hope you get I hope you just get your fucking ass smashed. How about the Lorenzo versus we'll do a couple bonus questions here. Lorenzo versus Hector. Who wins that one and how?
I think Lorenzo fights tall and smart, in and out, you know, and he has power to hurt Hector, just like Hector, I think, is going to be more just searching to land power shots, and he's going to fall behind in the scoring. And then by the time the end of the fight comes, he's really just going to need a knockout in order to win, you know, and he may leave himself open, you know, trying to search for it. So I think Lorenzo Hunt wins by either knockout or by decision.
I envision something very nasty happening.
Hector Lombard knocks him the fuck out really fast early. Yeah. So I think it's going to go one of three ways, just like that.
Hector, I got to say, Hector has been known to pull. I'm not saying he's a dirty fighter, but he's been known to do some dirty shit in the fucking ring, in the MMA world and in the BKFC, holding the trunks against fucking Joe Riggs. That was egregious. He was completely fucking.
It wasn't one grab. It was three grabs in a hold.
Is that really a big deal? Like,
I'm just saying, like,
guys are punching guys to the back of the fucking.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that he is the kind of guy.
He was grabbing his whole shorts and pulling him.
He's the kind of guy to resort to some dirty tactics.
Yeah.
And
David Mundell headbutt.
There's so much fucking heat in this fight between the two of them. I'm just worried that something fucking very crazy is going to happen in that ring.
When you guys think of the fighter that uses his head the most in headbutts, who do you think of right away?
Headbutts?
Well, maybe
out of all the history of all your boxing knowledge, who comes to first to mind? The guy that headbutted people the most?
I'm thinking Tyson, maybe.
Holyfield,
yeah.
That's why Tyson bit his ear.
Yeah, he did say that. Yes, he did, because he kept headbutting him. Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. I'm hoping that Lorenzo's not going in there with too much. I like you saw.
You don't want his anger to get
Is he fighting too emotional? Is he fighting too emotional and he goes in there?
It looked like Hector is very emotional.
What I thought was really funny today is the size comment that he made.
Yes, I know.
When Hector was like, "Look at how big this guy is. He's biggest. What is that all about?
He's the biggest I've ever seen."
He said, "Did he even make weight? Did
he
make weight?"
Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, is he like accusing him of something?"
Weigh-ins are tomorrow.
yeah, weigh-ins are tomorrow.
Yeah. You don't know when your weigh-ins are, guy?
No, man.
Right. Anyway. So he has to make weight. Yeah. So if he makes weight, then what's Hector gonna say? He just looks big. I mean, I had to deal with that, you know, last fight.
Yeah.
I think he might be a little worried, honestly.
Well, you know, Lorenzo's an intense dude, you know. You're standing by him, you're worried.
Yeah.
Like, is this guy did I piss this guy off? Funny. I mean, is he gonna fucking haul off and fuck me up? Yeah. I mean, he'll just be giving you advice, and you know, he's like, you just punch him in the shoulder, you know, you're not gonna hit him in the head. And you know, I'll be like, dude, this guy is so intense. I love it.
Yeah, he is intense.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Well, yeah, man, great card this weekend. We can't wait to see you get back in there. Make sure you pay attention to the Marcus Brimage fight and the the Rusty Crowder HD Davis because they
And
could be
Pearl.
in your wheelhouse very
Pearl
soon.
Britton.
Oh, Pearl Britton. Yeah. You want to touch on that one real quick? Who wins?
Yeah, actually, I was just gonna say something about that. I thought it was interesting how quick the switch flipped. So it went just like this. Pearl goes, and they're putting me up against one of her top girls, and then she was respectful, and then Britain comes right back with something about fake tits and fake
Oh, yeah.
asses, and
Well,
then Pearl's like, shut up, bitch. Like it flips so quick. So
hey, John.
I'm interested in that fight too.
Mike
me,
just
I'm
might
always
have
gonna kind of
something here.
lean towards the boxer with the boxing experience, but Pearl has been training, a lot with a couple of the two world champions, right? So we'll see. I'm interested in this card big time, and definitely interested in the 145 guys. Trust me, they'll just send the names and I'll accept them. BKFC knows my fee.
You want them to slide into your DMs with those names?
Yeah,
Hey,
play it, Mike.
They know my minimum fee.
Check this out.
Watch this.
What happened to him?
It
Was disrespectful. It was fucking disrespectful. Don't interrupt. We have the mic. It's my fucking turn. It was his turn. And it's his turn.
Looking busted with your fake ass Louis Vuitton. Sit your ass down, bitch.
Hey,
Sit your
you know
ass
what?
down, bitch.
My
Yeah,
fake
the way
ass
she
Louis
says
Vuitton,
that is
if
so
this is
fucking
not
funny to
fucking
me.
two fake
Sit your ass
tits,
down,
then
bitch.
don't even
I know you
have
want
a
to see
pee
these. I
in
bet your
yours.
man wants to see
Then
them.
she said, hold on.
Dude, I'll rewind it a little bit. Check this out. Watch Palomino's face when she says this.
Down. Looking busted with your fake ass Louis Vuitton. Sit your
Wait,
ass down, bitch.
when Britain
Hey,
says this.
You know what? My fake ass Louis Vuitton, at least is not fucking two fake pair of tits that don't even
Hey,
get.
I know you want to see these. I bet your man wants to see them too.
Really?
Yeah. He was in my DM.
Hey, babe.
Right?
We talked about Pearl earlier, didn't we?
She said he was in my
know,
DMs. She wants to see my tits.
Oh,
real
my
fast. I wish
Palomino loved that.
they had more people at the press conferences because you got all this action going on.
Yeah.
No
And
crowd
there's
noise.
it's just silent.
Right.
There's no cheering, like
Oh,
they
yeah.
advertise it more or bring or let it be open to the public or
I
make
was
more of
disappointed.
it so that there's a ton of people there because you want that eruption in these
Mhm.
moments. It's very awkward when it's dead silent and then we're at a transition and then we go to the announcer
Sean Wheelock.
Yeah, Sean Wheelock. He's like, okay, well, Luis, so back over to you.
Yeah, he said some funny things. So.
With using the crowd, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And like being us, I was disappointed. Why wasn't there any media at the microphone when it was open to the media to speak? The only person that spoke was OG Shawnee Mack. He was the only one that asked any questions.
That's it.
And Hector kind of shit on his first question. He like asked him something about preparation. He was like, "What are these stupid fucking questions about? Am I ready to fight? Of course I'm ready to fight." Fucking.
I kind of agree. I kind of agree with Hector.
Yeah.
Number one, the only guy that gets up there is OG Sean, and then he asked that question.
Right.
So now it's the expected question that fighters always get. Like, I think you guys do a good job at whenever I'm on with you, you make the conversation interesting. And, I think, just like fighters, like you said, fighters have to take a bunch of critique and criticism for how they perform. The media, even UFC media can step it up.
No media wanted to step up there and ask Hector how he felt about Lorenzo tomahawking his fucking belt off the stage.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Like
it just happened.
It just happened. Hey, Pearl.
Are you worried about
Pearl? Will you show us the DMs right now that Joey sent you? You just said Joey was in your DM.
Pull him up.
Wait, I missed
Show me the
that.
money.
Wait, she claims Joey sent her DM.
It's in that video.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah,
check it out.
Hold on. Find that.
He was in my DM.
Hey, babe.
Right there.
We talked about Pearl earlier, didn't we?
Right there.
Yeah. He was in my DM.
Hey, babe. We talked about Pearl earlier, didn't we?
Whoops.
Damn. I love how catty they are, like they're
Come on.
fucking just like say anything to piss each other off. That's
Yep.
hilarious.
Like literally any media guy could have gone up there and been like, is your Louis Vuitton bag real? Are your tits real? Is he really in your DMs? Where's Hector? Where is Lorenzo right now? Did they apprehend him? Is he fucking arrested in the back?
Why is he not on the stage right
Is
now?
he being fined?
Why aren't you guys there? Just because you couldn't get away?
We couldn't get down. We went up to New
Yeah.
York. We went to New York last weekend. There's no way we could have made it 2 weekends in a row. We're not rich like that yet.
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
Anyways, man. Yeah, I was just a
If
little.
we had no
disappointed.
families,
Oh yeah, if we didn't have a family, I'd be down there all day.
You just gotta take them with you, put them up in something in Orlando while you go
my
work.
God. I would make hell.
Oh,
Well, wait, maybe Knucklemania card, my family will be down there. That will be cool. But I'll tell you what, ain't no way I'm putting this 2-year-old upstairs on a damn plane with the other one and my wife trying to go with Kyle to go cover one of these events. We go too hard on these things. They ain't never going to survive. And you know what? I wouldn't survive.
I brought all 4 of my kids, my wife, and her parents to Knucklemania, and I put them up in a hotel. They paid for myself in Orlando so that they could all have a vacation.
Nice.
Why I was down there during the week, and I trained and I kept myself busy and in shape. And I don't need to isolate myself. Like, I like having my family around, and it's not going to affect my performance. I like having my everyday energy, around. So last fight, I didn't have my family around, and it didn't affect me. But it would have been nice if they were there.
Yeah, we'd be at every single one of them if we can. That's the
Oh, yeah.
goal. Our goal in life is to eventually get out of the military and do this for a living, for a paycheck. We'll see. Maybe we'll be the Ariel Hawani of fucking bare knuckle fighting.
Shout out to Vet Life sponsors, all you veterans. Vet Life is one of my sponsors, and they take good care of veterans. They do everything they can for veterans, and they take good care of me. So shout out to them.
All right, yeah. Well, take a second and shout out anybody you want to shout out. We put your social medias at the bottom there, even your Facebook jail profile.
I got this.
And we got that there for you too.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much, to all my sponsors right here on the screen, Proform, Clip, the Michigan Institute of Athletics, James Gray, Balboa, Scotty Mio, Broadstone Homes, CRW, Black Mountain Defense, the networks, Legacy Center, James King. It's funny, I gotta read these, they're so small.
you gotta
so many.
My manager Kevin Smith, he's gonna get me something. Heidi Miller and her husband, take good care of me. Heidi teaches classes for me at the gym, and her husband is my attorney, and they take really good care of not only me but a bunch of fighters at the gym. So yeah. I appreciate all my sponsors and everyone that supports me and everyone that believes in me, and even my doubters. I couldn't be where I am without you. You guys have motivated me also, but you don't affect my positive mindset. And, Dak can say whatever he wants about me, but, I think sometime in the future we'll eventually meet, and, we'll see. He likes to say who's going to back up. So, I guess we'll eventually see.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for stopping in again. We like to call this segment the check back with Chalbeck. You know what I'm saying?
Chalbeck, I like that. Also, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Dante Brown and I are going to be restarting our podcast, which is called The Inferno, Dante's Inferno. But yeah, so we're going to be talking about all sorts of different shit. It's not going to necessarily be about fighting. It's going to be about all kinds of things, true crime, fighting. He's a professional mixed martial artist too, that's signed with Combate in Florida. Are they in Florida? Combate, I think.
I don't know where Combate is.
But he signed exclusively with them. So, shout out to Dante and my wife and my children, my daily dose of motivation and love.
Awesome, man. Well, you're
you guys
a great
for
guy.
having me. It's always a pleasure. And,
always a pleasure.
I'll be looking for that 145 title here in the future. and I don't give a fuck who I have to walk down to get it.
There you go. You're all on notice now. He's got his hand out of the cast and he's back in training. So I hope to see you back soon. We'll talk to you real soon. All right.
Hell
Thanks,
yeah.
guys. See you.
Take it easy, brother.
Take it easy.
Yeah, buddy. I fucking love that guy. Now, for everyone that is wondering, here is the fight card that is Friday night, Mike.
Boom, boom, bing, bang.
There it is. Boom, bang, bing. Those top 3 fights are fucking incredible. Then you got, dude, the Rusty Crowder, H.D. Davis. I'm really looking forward to. After speaking to Howard Davis, seeing training videos of him, knowing who he's training with Kid Gotti and Ryan Perez.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in that one. You also have the UFC veteran Marcus Brimage. And there you have Mike Kyle fighting.
Yeah. Versus Trujillo.
Trujillo, dude.
Who's the only person to beat Lorenzo Hunt so far, bare knuckle.
Yeah. Dude, you also have Francesco Ricci fighting again.
I heard something here.
That
he was there, but he was supposed to be fighting somebody else who's not there. You see?
Yeah.
Brad Kelly.
Oh, yeah. I think
not on the card anymore, and he is replaced by Cody Baker, who I also heard not official, but I don't know if the guy's fighting or not. But
so you don't even know if that Francisco?
I have no idea because I did hear some rumblings of that Cody Baker might not fight. Do not go around telling people he's not fighting. I just that's unofficial. I'm not sure if that's the case. People might be getting confused with Brad Kelly and Baker and saying Baker's not fighting.
Susan Walker says, who is D26? And my answer is, I don't know. That was added, I think, today, right?
D26? What the fuck?
D26 is fighting.
I see that.
I can't see the name there because my eyes suck, but it's the other dude from Boxar. He's a Boxar fighter, right?
Yeah, Boxar.
And then
I like Boxar.
Yeah, man. The thing is about that Francisco Ricci fight.
Manuel Moreira. That's who he's fighting.
No, that's not. Okay, he's not.
Were you talking about Monteza Abohale?
Yeah,
I'm killing his name.
We're killing her name. Brad Kelly sustained an injury. That's all I'll say right now. I don't know how public that is.
Oh yeah, when they're gonna release?
Yeah, when they're gonna release it. But he had injury and he could not fight at the moment. So other than that,
Fames is fighting.
Fames is fighting. Yeah, hopefully his boy is not singing the national anthem this time.
Yeah, let's hope that that guy doesn't ever sing a national anthem again, huh? How about that?
That was atrocious.
It was so bad, and everybody heard it. I mean, it was like people were looking at each other, and we were like, "What in the world just happened?" But hey, life goes on.
Yo, atrocious.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, I don't have the preview for tomorrow's show. I should have had it to be able to pull up, but you guys are not going to want to miss. Oh, Mike, I see you added a picture in there.
I did. When we were talking about Frankie Edgar?
Oh.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, everybody, you want to see this? This is our boy Frankie. Oh, boy.
I was going to bring it up.
Oh, God. This one just pains me. Oh, my God. He's like one of my top 10 all-time favorite fighters, and this one really, really hits. This one's really bad. You know what, dude? Somebody put a fucking meme out. There was a while back that they made all the Simpsons characters as real people.
Yeah.
And the guy that maybe Mo, he looks just like Mo from fucking Simpsons, dude. It's like the worst. Like oh God, it was fucking it
doesn't even look real, dude.
It doesn't look real.
It doesn't. We had to look it up.
We were driving. So we were driving home from New York, and I'm scrolling through my phone. And I was like, "Oh shit, Mike, look at this!" And I show him the picture, and Mike goes, "That's not real.
That can't be real, right?"
Mike goes, "Nah, there's no way that's real." He was like, "Yo, that's some fake shit that somebody made, right?" And then I searched it, and I'm like, "Oh no, that is very real, man. Somebody took that still frame at the very perfect time. Oh my goodness." Atrocious.
Hey, Susan Walker said Fames with a question mark. And what I'm gonna say is he's the guy who knocked out what was that dude's name? He put on a clown mask.
Paul Teague.
Paul Teague, he put on a clown mask during the weigh-ins, and then in the fight, I think he had green hair, right? Did he have green hair during the fight?
Yeah.
He literally walked up and got hit, I think, with the very first shot and got knocked out. Like,
Yeah,
done.
he knocked him out
Just
in like 17,
absolutely
it was
just
like
demolished him.
It was like 11 or 17 seconds or something like that.
And Fames is also like a rapper or singer down
I
in
think
Florida.
so. Yeah,
He's like
a
a local
musician. He's
singer.
very he's very popular in the Miami area.
Yeah.
And yeah, he probably like hangs out at Rick Ross's house and smokes blunts and shit. Like cool people. Tomorrow night, guys, huge show, 1 year anniversary for Mission Accomplished. 1 year ago on Veterans Day, I had my first Mission Accomplished episode. And tomorrow night, we tried our hardest to get the biggest lineup we could. We got Chad Mendez at 8:30. We got Jimmy Rivera at 9 o'clock. And we have our boy, who happens to be a Marine Corps veteran, Mike Richmond, coming on at 9:30. It should be a fucking hell of a show. I'm really looking forward to it, and I can't wait to see everybody back tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Mike,
dude, it's gonna be dope.
There it is. Boom. There it is. Anniversary episode.
It's our anniversary.
It's our anniversary. Yeah, man. So make sure you guys all tune in tomorrow night. It's going to be awesome. And we appreciate you all hanging in there all the time. 1.5 hour, 2-hour shows, 3-hour shows. We always seem to have some people here. And we will catch up with you mañana. With that said, peace.